Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're tackling something really central, how nutrition impacts our mental focus, clarity, productivity, basically our overall performance. Think of this as getting straight to the point on how food unlocks your potential.
Exactly. And look, there is just so much noise out there about food and health, right?
Yay.
It's overwhelming.
Totally.
So our goal here is to cut through that. We've looked at a really interesting podcast episode, Nutrition for Focus and Performance, from Lifelines by Supreme Medic,
Okay.
and also an article by Dr. Sirta Rem Fishnoi, part of the Your Health Deserves a Lifeline series, same title, Fueling Focus and Performance with Nutrition.
Got it. Two solid sources.
Yeah. And we're pulling out the key actionable stuff, the things you can actually use to, fuel your brain and body better.
Okay, let's jump in. This idea of the brain-body connection, it feels foundational. It's not just about energy, is it? It's deeper than that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Much deeper. What both these sources really hammer home is how deeply connected our diet is to our mood, our mental sharpness,
Right.
memory, even physical stamina. And, the brain is incredibly energy hungry. Dr. Vishnoi actually points out it can use up to 20% of our total daily energy.
Wow, 20%. That's a lot.
It is. So it needs that constant supply of high quality fuel. If you skip on that, your focus, memory, decision making, they can really take a hit.
Makes sense. So it's not just avoiding the bad stuff, but actively seeking out specific nutrients that boost performance.
Let's get into those key players. Omega-3 fatty acids seem to be first on the list.
Yes, and they come up again and again. Both the podcast and the article highlight omega-3s for improving memory, boosting mood, enhancing focus. They actually support the structure of our brain cells.
So like the building blocks.
Exactly, and they help reduce inflammation, which is kind of a silent enemy when it comes to focus and cognitive decline.
Okay, so where do we find these?
Good sources are fatty fish, think salmon, mackerel, sardines. Also plant-based options like flax seeds, chia seeds, walnuts, and algae-based supplements get a mention too. All right, next up, protein. We usually think muscles, right? But it's key for the brain too.
Absolutely vital. Protein breaks down into amino acids, and those amino acids are what your brain uses to make neurotransmitters.
Messenger.
The brain's communication system, yeah. They regulate everything from mood to concentration. Plus, protein helps stabilize blood sugar. That's crucial for avoiding energy crashes and brain fog.
Good point. Sources.
Lean meats like chicken, turkey, eggs are great. Tofu, legumes, nuts, dairy products. Plenty of options.
Okay. Then there are the B vitamins. B6, B12, folate are called out.
Right.
What's their role?
Think of B vitamins as essential for energy production. They help convert the food you eat into fuel the brain can actually use for sustained focus.
The conversion process.
Exactly. Plus, they're important for nerve function and even help manage stress levels. Find them in leafy greens, whole grains, eggs, legumes, lean meats.
Antioxidants also get highlighted. Sounds like they protect the brain.
That's a great way to put it. They act like bodyguards against oxidative stress.
Right.
Essentially damage from, daily living and environmental stuff.
Right.
This protection helps preserve cognitive function and might even lower the risk of some mental health issues down the line.
And these are in.
Colorful foods, berries, dark chocolate in moderation, of course,
Of course.
nuts, and vegetables like spinach and broccoli. Those are packed with antioxidants.
Vitamin D comes up too. We hear about it for bones, but the brain link?
Yes, significant.
Yeah.
Vitamin D plays a really important role in brain function. And interestingly, low levels are linked to cognitive decline and even depression.
So sunshine.
Sunshine is key, but also fortified foods and fatty fish like salmon.
Okay. And magnesium. Mentioned for calming effects. That sounds useful.
Definitely. We could all use a bit more calm, right? Magnesium helps regulate cortisol, the stress hormone. So it promotes relaxation, supports the nervous system. Essential for staying focused when things get hectic. Find it in leafy greens, nuts, seeds, whole grains, bananas too.
Good to know. And lastly, iron and zinc quickly.
Right. Iron's crucial for carrying oxygen to the brain. No oxygen, no focus. Think spinach, beans, red meat.
And zinc.
Zinc gets a specific nod for its role in memory. Cashews and chickpeas are good sources there.
Okay, so that's a solid list of nutrients. Now let's connect these to actual foods. Our sources list some focus-boosting heroes. Blueberries often get top billing.
They really do. It's quite consistent across health advice, isn't it? Both sources rave about them, packed with those antioxidants we mentioned, linked to better memory, better cognitive function.
And potentially slowing brain aging. That's quite a claim.
It is, but the research is pointing that way. Definitely worth adding them to your diet.
And dark chocolate. Always happy to see that on a health list.
Huh, yeah. In moderation, it seems to help. Contains flavonoids, bit of caffeine, and antioxidants. Can sharpen focus and alertness. Just, don't eat the whole bar.
Noted. Eggs seem like another simple staple with big benefits.
Absolutely. They're like little nutrient bombs. Protein, vitamins, healthy fats, and importantly, choline.
Choline?
Yeah, choline is specifically linked to better memory and cognitive function. Eggs are a great source.
Avocados, known for healthy fats, but potassium for alertness. That's interesting.
It is. The healthy fats give you steady energy, which is great for focus, and the potassium helps keep your brain sharp, too. Double win.
Walnuts. They even look a bit like brains.
Huh. They do, don't they? And fittingly, they're packed with omega-3s and antioxidants. Great for memory, cognition, focus, a real powerhouse.
Green tea gets mentioned, too. The caffeine plus L-theanine combo sounds good.
It's a really neat combination. You get the alertness and the caffeine, but the L-theanine promotes calm focus. So less jitteriness than coffee sometimes gives you. Better for sustained cognitive performance for some people.
Right, avoids the jitters. Now for sustained energy, things like oats, whole grains. Why are these slow-digesting carbs so key?
Well, the brain runs primarily on glucose, which comes from carbs. But you don't want a sudden sugar rush and crash.
No, definitely not.
Slow-digesting carbs, like in oats, quinoa, brown rice, release that glucose steadily. It prevents those energy spikes and dips, keeping your concentration level. Sweet potatoes, legumes like lentils and beans, same principle. Complex carbs for lasting energy.
Got it. Steady fuel supply. And we touched on protein, but specific foods like Greek yogurt, lean meats, tofu, worth mentioning again for neurotransmitters.
Definitely. These provide the building blocks for those crucial brain messengers we talked about. Including them regularly helps support a stable mood and sharp focus.
Okay. And a few other quick mentions. Leafy greens for B vitamins.
Yep. Pumpkin seeds and bananas for magnesium.
Cashews, chickpeas for zinc.
Right. And don't forget those omega-3 sources again, fatty fish, flax, chia, plus healthy fats from things like extra virgin olive oil. It really paints a picture of variety being key.
It does, a whole toolkit of foods. Now, we know what to eat, but the sources emphasize when we eat is also really important for energy and focus.
Yes, this is a critical point. Meal timing. Both sources really stress this. How you structure your eating impacts energy directly, starting with breakfast.
The classic advice. Don't skip breakfast.
Exactly. Fueling up after the overnight fast is key. Aim for a balanced spread. Complex carbs, protein, healthy fats. Think oatmeal with nuts and berries, or scrambled eggs with whole grain toast. Good ways to start.
And the idea of smaller, frequent meals versus big ones.
Yeah, that comes up too. Large meals can sometimes make you feel sluggish, right? That post-meal slump.
Oh, yeah.
Smaller, balanced meals spread out can help keep blood sugar steady. Consistent energy for the brain. No big crashes.
What about snacks, especially before, say, a mentally tough task?
Smart snacking is encouraged. A light snack with some protein and carbs can give you a boost. Examples given were like a handful of nuts or maybe a banana with almond butter. Quick energy plus some staying power.
And hydration. We often forget water when we think about focus, don't we?
We really do.
Yeah.
But it's incredibly important. Even being just mildly dehydrated can mess with your short-term memory, attention, alertness. It's quite impactful.
So how much?
Aim for around 6 to 8 glasses a day is the general advice given. Herbal teas, infused water count too. Even water-rich foods.
Okay.
And they also mention timing caffeine wisely, maybe avoiding it after 2 p.m. or so to protect sleep quality, which is also crucial for focus.
Right, it all connects. So any other general eating habits highlighted for better focus?
Well, reinforcing the don't skip breakfast rule. Opting for those smaller balanced meals. Snacking smart on nutrient-dense foods, nuts, fruit, yogurt, boiled eggs. And being mindful of that caffeine timing. Pretty straightforward habits, really.
And on the other side of the coin, foods that can sabotage focus, what should we try to limit?
Yeah, some common culprits are flagged. Sugary cereals, pastries that give you that quick spike and then the crash.
The sugar roller coaster.
Exactly. Energy drinks, sodas, often similar issues, plus lots of stimulants. Ultra-processed snacks can sometimes contribute to brain fog. And heavy, greasy meals. They divert energy to digestion, leaving you feeling mentally sluggish.
Makes sense. Okay, so nutrition is clearly a huge lever we can pull for focus and performance. But the sources also touch on other factors that work alongside diet.
That's right. Nutrition is foundational, but not the whole story. Sleep is massive. Getting enough quality sleep, like 7 to 9 hours, is when the brain really recharges. It impacts memory, decision-making, focus, everything.
Non-negotiable, really. And stress management.
Huge factor. Chronic stress is terrible for cognitive function. So finding ways to manage it, deep breathing, meditation, yoga, whatever works for you is really important for mental clarity.
And finally, exercise.
Yep. Regular physical activity boosts blood flow to the brain. More blood flow means more oxygen and nutrients. Result, sharper thinking, better focus. It's good for the brain, not just the body.
Okay, so bringing this all together, the main takeaway seems crystal clear. Nutrition is vital. It really powers our focus, our clarity, our performance.
That's the core message, absolutely. Making conscious choices about getting those brain-boosting nutrients, eating those performance-enhancing foods, it can genuinely improve what you're capable of, mentally and physically.
And it feels empowering to know that even small changes can make a real difference. You don't have to overhaul everything overnight.
Exactly. Small, consistent steps add up.
Hmm.
And Dr. Vishnoi leaves us with this really interesting thought. Seeing food not just as fuel, but as information. Information that directs your body and brain.
Feeding your wisdom.
Yeah. It makes you think, doesn't it? How are you personally feeding your wisdom with your daily food choices? It's worth considering how you can weave these principles into your life for better, sustained focus and peak performance.